Hello there, Mad Mike here, and welcome back to the channel. And today I have an update that has come out on the news on Fox slash Disney's film The New Mutants. Now, it's been very public, the development hell that this movie has gone into. Um, it originally started filming in the summer of 2017. It was supposed to be released in 2018. However, that was delayed, and then it was delayed again because of Dark Phoenix. It is still slated to come out in April of next year, but it's looking very unlikely that that may happen. Now we have news today that's come out about the film that apparently. Disney executives have had the film screened for them, and they are not pleased with it. They believe that it's not going to garner enough attention to itself. It's not worth the money that has been spent on it. Even though technically Disney did not spend any money on it because it was acquired. Fox spent all the money on the film before Disney acquired Fox. So Disney's really playing with house money on this thing, aside from the distribution of the film, which obviously they will have to foot. But this is very interesting, considering that they have very little confidence in this film, yet they chose to release Dark Phoenix. Now, X-Men Dark Phoenix only made $65 million in the United States. That's abysmal for a film that cost $200 million to make, and it only made $250 million worldwide, or a little over that. And that is a colossal failure. Usually, for a film to break even, it needs to make roughly twice to two and a half times its budget in theaters. Because of various things in terms of international transfer rates and the cut they have to give to the theaters and stuff. Basically, it needs to make about two and a half times what its budget is to be considered to have broken even, and then everything after that is profit. In this scenario, this film is well short of that. It is not going to make that up in DVD sales. It is not going to make that up in any kind of merchandising sales. This film was a colossal failure, and yet they chose to release it. And now they're saying that New Mutants is something that they don't want. They're not confident to put in theaters currently. Now, it is stated to note that that film is scheduled for reshoots, which I've heard anywhere from this thing has had 3 rounds of reshoots to this thing has had 1 round of reshoots. But it's already had at least 1 round of reshoots so far, and it is scheduled for yet another one. Um, and there's a lot of interesting things behind that in and of itself, because there was rumors that there was a character that was added and then the character was removed, and there's a whole discombobulation and insanity involving just the reshoots and the editing of this film. It feels like a jigsaw puzzle at this point. Um, and some of the people that were in the film, including Maisie Williams, who's most known for playing Arya on Game of Thrones, is very frustrated with the fact that there has been no progress with the film, and that it has not been the reshoots have not been done, and it has not had what they believe to be a solid release date, because it keeps getting moved back and back and back. But going back to Disney's claims that they don't feel confident in this movie, I think they did feel confident in this movie at one point. I think they felt confident in it before Dark Phoenix premiered. And I think Dark Phoenix is the reason why New Mutants will not hit theaters. Because that film essentially just wrecked the X-Men franchise for a little while. I think that's also why Marvel is waiting probably until after 2022 to premiere anything involving X-Men in the MCU. And we can see that the backlash from it. Nobody really liked that movie. It was destroyed by critics. It was destroyed by audiences. Nobody really gave a shit. And now you're going to release New Mutants, which, even though it's a spin-off, it technically takes place in the same universe, sort of. Yes, no. And it's probably they're right. It's probably not going to do well, but I think it's more because of Dark Phoenix rather than it is because of New Mutants. And I think this is meant to be a press release that is supposed to kind of cover that up and give them an excuse. Now, do I still think this film is going to come out? Yes, I 100% think that this film is going to come out, but I think it is going to get dumped onto Disney Plus because it's just content they can put on there. They don't have to pay for a release schedule. They can just put it on there, and if people want to watch it, they can watch it. And they don't have to spend any money on the product. They can just put it out there, and if people don't like it, okay, that's fine. People don't like it. There's nothing really wrong with doing it that way. But this was a film that was designed for a theatrical release, and it's unfortunate for people that have been waiting for this film for what's going to be about 2 years, assuming it comes out on the date that it's scheduled to. And it's a shame because and you look at what the MCU is doing now. They're saying they want to move more into horror. They've announced that with Doctor Strange 2 is going to be more of a horror-based MCU film, and this really was touted as the first horror-related superhero film before it's delay after delay after delay. Who knows? Doctor Strange 2 might come out before this thing does. But I think it would be interesting to see that take because we really haven't seen too much of that. The Blade movies kind of skirt it a little bit, more or less just because of the subject matter. And now that we've gotten this information, it's looking more and more likely that New Mutants is going to go to Disney Plus, and that's where it's going to be. I don't think they will scrap this thing entirely because I think that too much money has been invested in it, and to throw it away at this point is just a waste, even though I know Disney has not sunk any of their actual money into the film. This was all done by Fox before the acquisition. So I don't know. This is very interesting to me because it adds a bit more to Disney Plus for people that do want to see this movie. But at the same time, I don't think it's something that adds extremely to it, and I think it's kind of sad that we don't get to see this film in theaters, considering how kind of on the edge of certain things that it is in terms of the superhero genre. So those are my thoughts on this. I'd like to know yours. Do you want to see New Mutants? Do you think it's a good concept? Have you been waiting for this film to come out and all the delays and everything like that? Or could you care less? Do you really not give a shit about New Mutants? Are you done with the Fox X-Men franchise or the spin-offs or whatever you want to call it? Put your thoughts in the comments below. Again, I like to know what you're thinking. Hit the bell for notifications, hit the like button, subscribe, and remember, I live my life free of compromise. Do you?